Yes, guys, this is Nerdyglass and welcome. In this video, what we're going to be talking about is the Call of Duty Black Ops series and how much is actually going to be missed and how well it actually did do over the course of its lifespan. Because obviously, at the end of this installment, Black Ops 3, this was the final one that we are going to be seeing from Treyarch. Now, next time Treyarch making the next installment of Call of Duty, they will be bringing us something completely different to the table. A lot of people are hoping they're going to be bringing another World at War or something like that. We will have to wait and see on that particular point. But they did first of all start off with World at War. Obviously, in regards to World at War, even though it was a popular game, the sales on that side of it wasn't quite as good as what you've seen in regards to Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2 and other things like that. So when Black Ops 1 actually first came about, it was a breath of fresh air and it actually took off really well. Now, within 24 hours of it first going on sale, it sold 5.6 million copies. That was 4.2 million in the US, 1.4 million in the UK. Now, it broke the record set by its predecessor, Modern Warfare 2, by 2.3 million copies. Now, as we know with Modern Warfare 2, that was some people's most favourite game. Okay, it was a little bit unbalanced and whatnot else, but it was a fun game, and that's one of the main ones that a lot of people would love to be seeing remastered, being brought back onto the next generation consoles. And then after 6 weeks of release, Black Ops actually exceeded $1 billion in sales. Now, Activision actually confirmed the game had sold over 25 million copies, making it one of the best-selling games of all time in the US, UK, and Europe. So Black Ops was a huge hit overall. Then they brought forward in 2012, they brought Black Ops 2. Now, as Black Ops 2 come about, now with Black Ops 2, we all remember Black Ops 2. Now, for me personally, it's probably my most favorite Call of Duty title. It's up there with definitely the top two. There's no doubt about it. And for a lot of people, it is probably the most favorite one out of the lot. Because if you look back to the last generation consoles, people are still playing that in their numbers now. And they really are. A lot of people playing on it just because of the boots on the ground, just the way that actually worked. Especially the score streaks as well. The score streaks were absolutely fantastic. And I love to see things like the Low Star being brought forward into Black Ops 3. But they tried to tone it down a little bit, trying to make it a little bit more balanced. Especially the way that they changed the wraps up for the dogs and things like that. But in regards to Black Ops 2, now this particular game, within 24 hours of it going on sale, it sold over $500 million worth. Now, in regards to that, it remained the largest entertainment launch until September 2013, when it was trounced then by Grand Theft Auto 5, which grossed $800 million in its first day as well. But then it went on to sell 7.5 million copies in the US in November 2012, making it the highest grossing game of the month. So in regards to Call of Duty Black Ops 2, it was a very successful game overall, and it done extremely well. Moving on then to Black Ops 3. Obviously, this is our lovely current Call of Duty title that we're actually playing on at the moment. Now, for a lot of people, they don't particularly like it quite as much, obviously due mainly to the fact of the way that the exosuits and everything else work in this particular game. So Treyarch thought that they're just going, copy the kind of path that Advanced Warfare and everything else was going in, but they did bring out the Black Ops 3 and they did tone down those exosuits a little bit to try and, balance it out a little bit, because they realised that the way that Advanced Warfare worked, it just wasn't working quite as well. And they obviously then the first people to actually bring about the actual specialists. Now, in regards to the specialists, they seem to work quite well. And a lot of people, in regards to Black Ops 3, even though I will say it's completely dead at the moment, it's not really that popular at the moment, but in regards to Black Ops 3, it was pretty much a very popular game overall. Now, Black Ops 3 made more than $550 million in sales in its first 3 days of release. Now, in regards to that, it was the top seller in 2015. It hasn't quite done as well as far as we know in regards to the actual numbers when you compare it to, say, like Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 3 and things like that, because Activision like to keep these their cards close to their chest. They try and push out numbers that don't really quite exist. Now, coming up on your screen at the moment, this is the weekly chart. Now, this is week 1 through to 4 of how these particular Call of Duty titles actually sold. Now, as you can see there, World at War, which is the first Treyarch actually made, they didn't actually have the greater numbers then, but as soon as they released Black Ops 1, that done absolutely fantastically well. Modern Warfare 3, Infinity Ward done extremely well. Then obviously, as you're seeing then, after that was Black Ops 2. Now obviously Black Ops 2 was better than Black Ops 1, but when you look at Black Ops 3, it really struggled, and it very, very much struggled in regards to keeping up with Call of Duty Ghosts. Now, Call of Duty Ghosts, along with Advanced Warfare, are regarded as the worst Call of Duty titles that we've actually ever had. So that makes for some quite good reading overall. But I do believe that Black Ops 3 has sold more copies than Call of Duty Ghosts over its lifespan up to now. This is based on the first 4 weeks. But as you can see, especially now once those exosuits were actually added into the game, the way that Call of Duty Ghosts actually worked as well, the numbers have fallen dramatically, especially the sales in the first few weeks as well. So moving on to then Infinity Warfare is going to be interesting to see whether numbers pick up or not. But in regards to the Black Ops series, whether or not it was absolutely successful, I really believe that Treyarch have done an absolutely brilliant job. From Black Ops 1 to Black Ops 2 were obviously arguably the best Call of Duty titles that we've ever actually had. Then moving on to Black Ops 3, okay, they did follow in line with Advanced Warfare and things like that, but a lot of this I would say is down to Activision telling them that they needed to make a change. Obviously they made a change that it went very well with the community, but overall with Black Ops 3 I think that they actually made a very, very fun game. So for me personally, they did a very good job with what they actually had to go with. So overall, is the Black Ops 3 series a very, very successful series? I do believe it is, and it's going to be very interesting to see what Treyarch do next in regards to bringing us the next installment of Call of Duty. I know a lot of people are really, really hoping for a World at War 2 or something like that in that particular thing, but we have to wait and see what Sledgehammer brings, because I do believe Sledgehammer games are going to go back to boots on the ground, and whether or not they are going to be bringing us that Vietnam game somewhere on the line. So we have to wait until the future to see what Treyarch actually bring. But in regards to Black Ops series that has left us now, which we are going to be moving on in just over a few weeks into Infinite Warfare, Call of Duty 4 Remastered. We will be leaving Black Ops 3 behind, but I will say that the Black Ops series has been a very, very, very good series overall. But anyway guys, let me know in the comment section below exactly what you've been thinking about this. And anyway guys, leave everything in the comment section below. It'd be absolutely amazing. But coming up on my screen now is my subscribe button. Make sure you're jumping on that, and guys, if you could drop a like for me, it'd be absolutely amazing. This is Nearly Glass.